डोंट हर्ट योर फ्यूचर सेल्फ बाय मेकिंग क्रैप चॉइसेस टुडे। अपने आगे वाले जो आप हो, अपने भविष्य के इंसान को अपनी गलत आज की चॉइसेस की वजह से खराब मत करो, बर्बाद मत करो। यू नो व्हाट डज दैट मीन? लाइक डोंट हर्ट योर फ्यूचर सेल्फ बाय मेकिंग रियली बैड चॉइसेस टुडे। बिकॉज ऐसे लोग, बहुत लोग करते हैं कि आज गलत फैसले लेते हैं और उसकी वजह से उनका नतीजा उन्हें भविष्य में, मतलब 10 साल, 15 साल, 20 साल बाद, दे हैव टू पे द प्राइस. We have all done it. I have done it. I'll give you examples of when I have done it, and I think you're doing it right now. And we are all doing it right now, unless someone makes us aware. Unless कोई आपको बता दे, don't don't spoil your future self. Now what is your future self? Now whatever age you are in, guys, like I mean a lot of you guys in this channel are in their 20s, 30s, 20, you could be in teens also, some of you, you could be in 30s, 40s, like I am. So there is a present self which is at a particular biological age, which you are there right now. But believe it or not, believe it or not, you will be 20 years older one day. Yeah, I know it sounds really weird. It's really strange. If you're 28, I tell you, oh, you're going to be 48 today. You know, if I tell myself, oh, I'm 47, I'm going to be like 67 one day. हाँ, मैं 47 साल का हूँ, एक दिन मैं 67 का हो जाऊंगा। तो ऐसा लगता है, अरे यार, ये तो कभी होएगा ही नहीं। यू आर लाइक 15 ईयर्स ओल्ड, लाइक एक दिन आप 35 साल के हो गए। यार यार, क्या ये बात कर रहे हो? ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? बट यू नो इट हैपेंस, एंड मैं अपनी लाइफ में आपको बता रहा हूँ कि इट डज हैपन। आई एम 47 राइट नाउ, एंड मेरे को याद है जब मैं, आई डोंट नो, जब मैं छोटा था, 17 का था, 20 का, 25 का भी था, मैं सोचता जो लोग 47 होते हैं वो कितने बड़े होते हैं। लाइक तो बुड्ढे होते हैं यार, तो लाइक बहुत ही बुड्ढे लोग हैं। मतलब उनका तो आई डोंट नो, लाइफ में गेम ही उनका सारा इंटरेस्ट ही चले जाना चाहिए लाइफ से। उनको उनको क्या लेना देना अब लाइफ से? वो तो अब तो जवान लोगों को, जवान हो तो फिर भी आप सोचते हो लाइफ को क्या बनाना है। बट बाय एज 47 व्हाट इज लेफ्ट? बट नाउ आई एम 47, आई एम लाइक ओके, आई एम 47, इट्स फाइन, you know but I'm not 57, I'm not 67. I don't know, maybe in this video is going to stay on YouTube forever, so maybe you are watching it 10 years later after it's being published. So yeah, then I am 57, if by God's grace I stay alive and all that. I hope so too. So the point is कि एक future self आपका है, right? And you're going to live in it, right? You're going to live in the body of a person who's 20 years older than today. You're going to live in the mind, with the same mind of the person who's 20 years older than today. And you're going to live with the career of a person who's 20 years older than today. You're going to live with the money of a person who's 20 years older than today. तो ये तो होने ही वाला है. It's like a hotel, you have to check in. You can't just say, if you're I don't know, if your name is Rahul Singh, you cannot become Manohar Lal 20 years later. You can't. It will be Rahul Singh at 25 and Rahul Singh at 45. तो ये आप सबके साथ होने वाला है, right? And I know it's a very simple concept, but we don't think about it on a day to day basis. हम सोचते हैं इस weekend क्या होने वाला है, और I don't know, next week क्या होने वाला है. And a lot of people don't think so far. Sometimes it's okay also. I think there are benefits to not thinking too far. There are benefits to living in the present moment, for happiness, for satisfaction in life. You can't just always be thinking 20 साल बाद, 20 साल बाद क्या होगा, 20 साल बाद क्या होगा. No, no, that you can't do. You have to enjoy today also, right? I have to be happy doing what I'm doing today. I can't be planning for Chetan Bhagat at 67 when I'm 47. Then at 67 planning for 87. वो भी नहीं है. Then you're never living in reality. You're never living in present. You're always living in planning mode, in future mode. तो वो बात नहीं है. लेकिन what I have to be careful about, I think, and you all have to be careful about, is not making bad choices today that will hurt that person, which is X plus 20. If your age today is X, then one day, mathematically speaking, you will be X plus 20. I can tell you when that one day is 20 years later. So you can do some things, some choices you're making at X that has an effect on how you are 20 years later. And people don't think that way, and people think, अरे ऐसा नहीं है. And then when they finally reach that X plus 20, they will say, अरे यार वो लकी रहा. जो मेरे साथ एक फ्रेंड था, वो तो X plus 20 पे कितना सही है, और मैं X plus 20 पे कितना खराब हूँ. सो उसकी किस्मत बहुत अच्छी है. अरे यार, लाइफ सबको सही पत्ते नहीं देती, ये वो. नाउ some amount of luck and kismat is important in life, but it, in terms of harming yourself, you can harm yourself by making bad choices today. And let's talk about the three of my favorite areas I always talk about: health, career, relationships, which I feel is the important three legs of a happy life. So, like, how can you make bad choices today? Health is, let me explain, is the simplest to explain in a way that you can ruin your health today. But it will be hard to completely ruin it today, but you can definitely ruin it for x plus 20. मतलब for the x plus 20 version of you, today's age plus 20 years later वाला जो एज के आप हो, उसकी हेल्थ आप आज खराब बड़े आराम से करना शुरू कर सकते हो. कैसे खराब करना शुरू कर सकते हो? लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू हैव अ पैकेट ऑफ कुरकुरे एवरी डे, right now it is not going to harm you in 1 week के बाद some you may start feeling what the hell am I doing, मैं रोज कुरकुरे खाता हूँ. Like, and I'm not being nothing about kurkure. There are hundreds of things like kurkure which are bad, but it's just a popular brand, and yeah, it is not very good for you. It is not good for you. Let me just put it out there. I don't know. Maybe I'll miss out on a kurkure brand deal one day, but it's fine. It's more important that I say the right thing. So it's, if you have kurkure every day, एक हफ्ते में आपकी हेल्थ नहीं खराब होगी, कुछ नहीं होगा. ठीक है यार, खाते हैं, हाँ, क्या है, जिंदगी जीने के लिए, है ना. लेकिन अगर आप ऐसे कुरकुरे खा रहे हो, so 20 years later, it will have a bad effect if you have a packet of kurkure every day. Now, it could be kurkure one day, matri the other day. Yeah, the so-called traditional Indian mithais or bhujia and chips, wafers, unhealthy things. So, for example, all the category of junk food, if you don't eat fresh food, if you eat food that comes out of a packet, yeah, even Maggie, yeah, it's not the, Maggie is not good for you, in case you felt. माँ की ममता एंड गरम गरम मैगी, और हमें लगता है कि कोई चीज पक के आ रही है और उसमें से अगर स्टीम निकल रहा है तो हमें लगता है बड़ा हेल्दी है, बड़ा अच्छा है, तो दो चार गाजर के पीसेस सजा दिए ऐड ने. It's bad, right? So if you keep doing that, you are harming your body, because your body needs fresh healthy food with a lot of vitamins, minerals, protein, balances, fresh food. So you are not having it, so uska effect aayega hi, right? People who eat a lot of junk food, they develop diabetes, and they develop all kinds of diseases. I don't have to go into that. They become overweight, they become fat, so you will have diseases, right? And then suddenly you'll see that some people, of course anybody can die at any stage, there is, life is like that. But if you notice, a lot of times older people who are fat and who are I don't know, who have all these conditions, they die first, like diabetics and stuff like that. So they have to, now you can say कि अरे बड़े अच्छे इंसान थे, बड़े रंगीन थे, बड़े मजेदार थे, बैठ के पार्टी में क्या खाते थे, समोसे वगैरह. But at the end of the day, it's bad, right? And they were making these choices, and they were not planning for X plus 20, and it can be very, very harmful, and they go bad. Lack of exercise, the same thing. A lot of old people, I used to think, when you are in your 40s, you have to lose your physical strength. That's what I used to think. And I used to think peak strength happens at 20s, and then it just depletes. Now today, because I was making such bad mistakes in the past, I was not taking care of myself in the past, and then I said, okay, I'm going to change myself. I am today feeling stronger than I was in my 20s. Now I did my best to spoil my 40s. I did horrible things. I used to eat whatever, I used to drink whatever. I used to think like part zindagi jeene ke liye doston ke sath party karo. And in your 20s, it doesn't show, the harmful effects don't show. But in my early 40s, when I was 40, 41, 42, they started showing. And I looked horrible. If you see my earlier pictures, they are horrible. I don't know, they are in my phone. One day kabhi dikhaunga aapko. There's no point, I don't want to show my past and future now. But the point is, today I'm stronger. Now why? Because I work out, and I try not to eat crap. Do I completely eat clean? No, I wish. And this is my journey going on. But I try my best to eat better. It's not like I'm depriving myself in life so much. मैं कह रहा हूँ मैं अभी भी थोड़े मजे करता ही हूँ, लेकिन I am careful कि I don't go totally crazy, because it will not show next week, but it will show 10 years later or 20 years later. I will be hurting my future self. So health, fitness, has to be kept a priority at any age. Even if you feel you're only 17, abhi mere ko kya padta hai yaar, I'm thin. You will see the bad effects if you make bad habits, bad food habits, bad exercise habits. You don't move your body. Our bodies are meant to move, and if you don't move them, they will have a lot of muscle loss. They will have all kinds of problems. YouTube is full of those videos. You can look at that. So that's one thing. Second thing, career. People make bad choices. People make bad choices. You want to make a lot of money, you have to choose your career carefully, boss. I mean, I'm being very honest with you. If you don't want to make money, that's different. But I think a lot of people who come to my channel, they want to be successful, they want to make money, and there is nothing wrong in making money. You don't have to become a billionaire. You don't even have to become a millionaire, right? But you want to be comfortable. You want to be able to get a good house, good car, all these things. I think every Indian should want this, because until every Indian wants this, every Indian will not get this. मांगने से तो खैर नहीं मिलेगा, पर मांगे बिना तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं मिलेगा, राइट? सो एटलीस्ट फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि एक वो भूख होनी चाहिए हमें टू डू बेटर इन लाइफ. But for that, again, you have to make good choices, right? You if you do crap courses, lot of, I'll give you like this lot of fraud graduation courses out there, and I don't want to name them in this video. There'll be maybe a separate video I'll do about the fake फर्जी डिग्रियां जो चल रही हैं, फालतू चीजें चल रही है. You know it, and you're just going there to do time pass, to brag on Instagram. I go to this college, I do this degree, I'm studying this nonsense, which has no employability. You can't get a proper job after it. It's not a skill. Out of it, you can't add value to society. Whereas, on the other hand, there are many new professions that have come up. For example, something like working in a social media agency. There are so many things, right? From marketing to graphic design to content creation to writing to videos to editing to posting to all kind of data analytics of social media. These are the some of the things I think. So they're all jobs, people who do these jobs, and they are jobs which are in demand now. But if you're foolish enough to say, no, I'm going to study some random subject which is because of my interest, and there's no future. There are some subjects in which the only future is you can become a teacher. And I always say, if the only profession after doing that degree is you can teach that course, then there is something wrong about that course, right? You can't have key, oh, you do, I'm not going to name subjects because some of you may be studying those, बुरा लगेगा आपको, but you can't do XYZ honors. Why? Because XYZ honors के बाद masters करेंगे, फिर PhD करेंगे, फिर I can teach XYZ. So everybody is studying it to teach it, but it has to be some end use. So if you make these bad choices, you will suffer throughout your life. So don't take crap courses. Don't take jobs that don't pay. Don't take jobs that don't make you grow. Don't do all that nonsense. Take a break. Sit down. Figure out your life. Change the direction of your life. Don't be short term. Think aage ka. If you don't, the choices today will affect your career 10 to 20 years later, right? Relationships, same thing, right? People go crazy. I mean, I also grew up at a time when there was no internet. Actually, internet was just starting. So there was not like internet is everywhere, so much content everywhere. You're not learning everything. मुझे नहीं पता था. मुझे लगता था, okay, नौकरी लगते ही शादी हो जानी चाहिए. Why? I don't know. Why? Because पिक्चरों में दिखाते हैं लड़की के साथ कॉफी पी लो, दोस्ती हो गई तो माँ बाप से शादी की बात हो जाती है. Why? I don't know. Because I was dumb idiot, right? Now, there's nothing wrong. I got married, and yeah, I to have totally leveraged it. I've written books about my marriage, made movies about my marriage. मेरा तो खैर game ही change हो गया उसके बाद. You can see one mic stand on Amazon Prime also. My stand-up act is also about my marriage. तो मैंने तो खैर अलग level पे ले गया हूँ. Point is, I was 24. Now, at 24, okay, fine. You can find the right person, or you may not find the right person, and you may not have a career set. But if you say, nahi, relationships तो बड़े important है, प्यार, oh प्यार, बस और प्यार. So then what the hell is going to happen, right? You are taking responsibility. Then now the one thing I did is I didn't have kids for a while after that. I had kids when I was 30 years old, and that helped a little bit because I had 6 years. So I could set up my career a little better. In fact, my first book came out 5 point someone when my kids were born around the same time. In fact, I'm as many years old as an author as my kids. They turn 18 this year. 5 point someone, my first book will turn 18 this year, which is again kind of bizarre because now the kids who are turning 18 from now on, 5 point someone was there when they were born, which is very strange. That as the 5 point someone came before them, because 5 point someone I always have seen as a college book, came out when you were in college. That's what most of my readers are. But fine, time beat jata hai, that's fine. So just getting married too early, tying down too much, getting lost in relationship, breakup हो गया 3 साल तक breakup के ऊपर ही नहीं over हो पा रहे. All this घंटागिरी that people keep doing. हजारों वीडियो मेरे देख लेना, हजारों तो नहीं, but at least a few dozen on this nonsense, especially guys. Girls bounce back quicker. I don't know, maybe it's just my experience, maybe I'm not, maybe girls also feel hurt. Of course, everybody is human being, but I think at least I know more guys maybe कि रो के देवदास बन के सालों वेस्ट कर दिया है. Why? And now you are now suffering in the future because of it. So, or you marry the wrong person, or even for girls, like they'll marry the wrong guy and then they're suffering, they're unhappy, they're bored, they are neglected, they are, they have all kinds of fights. So, yeah. So, if you don't, do you know how to judge people? Do you know what you want in life? नहीं, बस शादी का लहंगा लेना है, शादी की फोटो इंस्टाग्राम पे लगानी है, इसलिए शादी हो रही है। तो ऐसे काम, आई नो इट साउंड्स फनी, बट पीपल हैव डन दिस। द मोमेंट इट इज अनाउंस शादी हो रही है, देयर इज जस्ट सो मच एक्साइटमेंट अराउंड इट कि शादी कर लो, शादी कर लो, शादी कर लो। So again, now it may work out, it may not, it may, do ask yourself, is this decision helpful for my X plus, which is 20 years self? If I'm doing what I am today, is decision से नुकसान है कि फायदा है? Now, sometimes you can, like I said, indulge. Sometimes you can have an ice cream. Like I said, it's not like, oh, 20 years later, I'll regret this ice cream. वो तो नहीं होगा. But yeah, I'm not going to have an ice cream every day. You know, लोग जाते हैं शाम को डिनर के बाद वॉक करने जाएंगे, आइसक्रीम खा लेंगे. I'm sorry, that's adding calories. It's better if you don't do that walk. Or drinking, दारू पिए जा रहे. I'm not saying don't have it. I'm not this judgmental type, uncle type. Okay, but if you have it a lot, it's going to show, it's going to harm you. All kinds of harmful effects of alcohol are there on sleep, on your hormone release, on your, of course, fat. The alcohol has a lot of calories, by the way, and it doesn't satisfy hunger. And when you have alcohol, you lose self control. So agar aap, if you have and you feel thirsty, you're having alcohol, and you someone keeps chips in front of you, and then you can't resist the chips because alcohol lowers the self control. Then you have the chips, you feel more thirsty, then you have more alcohol, then you have less self control, then more chips, more alcohol, more chips, and you're a fat ass having beer. And that's what you are 10 years from now. So you decide, guys, what do you want to be? Girls, what do you want to be? Don't hurt your future self by making stupid, bad, crap choices today in your fitness, in your diet, in your career, in your study courses that you are choosing, in your relationships. You have to be careful. You can hurt yourself, not immediately, not next week, but your future self. I hope you liked this video. It was helpful to you. Now, you can help the future of my YouTube channel also by liking this video, subscribing, putting in comment, engaging in it. You know the word engagement. So that helps my channel. It's not a kind of crazy channel where crazy pranks are happening, or girls with revealing clothes are coming. It is just sensible advice channel. So it needs that help more than the other channels. So I would really like it if you can do that. Like, subscribe, share, just that kind of love is very, very helpful, and a comment will be very, very helpful. Let me know what you thought of this video, and are you harming your current self? Put it in the comments below, and what do you think you should change to stop harming your current self? Thank you for watching. Take care.